What's going on, everyone? My name's Mark, and this is Mako Thrift. Now, this is part 4 in a series of items I thrifted in the month of May. Everything that I thrifted in this video, I got from the Goodwill bins at my house, $1.99 a pound. So let's go ahead, let's get started. First item here, LL Bean denim shirt, might be vintage. And this is a size regular, might have shrunk down to a medium, but hopefully this goes about 25, maybe if I'm lucky up to that $30 range. Another brand here, picked up, very underrated for these types of shirts, Brooks Brothers. This is just a pinpoint Oxford, and usually these go for about 25 bucks. If they're new, they're going to go up that low 30 range. But this one here, nice. These ones that are a solid color like white or blue, those ones tend to sell a little bit better for me. And this is a pretty good size, so I think this will probably go about $25, even though it's used. It doesn't look like it's been worn too much, though. Another Brooks Brothers, same thing. I won't talk too much about that. Another shirt here, Free Fly. Not super familiar with this brand. I think it's okay. This here is just a long sleeve button down, size small. And I suspect this will go for about $20, maybe in that 18 range. I could be wrong. Could be worth a bit more, but I'll have to check. Got some pants here for you. This is Brooks Brothers Advantage Chino. So obviously a nice pickup here. These pants go for around $30. These probably weigh around $1, so $2. Size here is listed as 34-32. We'll see if that checks out. Nothing fancy here. I mean, nothing super exciting in terms of thrifting, but this stuff does sell. All right, got some more pants. These are Peter Millar, very big, and a nice kind of, these aren't wool, but they feel pretty nice. These are 48R, so actually huge pants, and I suspect these will go for 30 to 35. I don't know how it'll end up measuring out, but there's obviously not a huge number of people looking for pants this big, but these should sell pretty well. And Peter Millar, people still look for it. The polos don't do as good as they used to, but the pants definitely do. All right, got some Boy Scouts of America dress. Nothing too fancy here. Probably 15 bucks, maybe 17. It's a woman's size 6, and we'll see how it goes. These do sell. They don't sell for much, but didn't cost me too much to get. All right, Columbia. Some Columbia pants. Let's see if the model's on here. Well, it does have the style number, so that's good. I'll be able to put that down. And these are a 32-32. Definitely just a plain tan chino. Probably go for like 20, 25, that range. Here I've got a Columbia jacket, and this thing is massive. I believe it's a 5XL, and I have another one just like it. It's a 3XL that I think I listed for about 35. I got up just recently. It was in one of my first thrift haul videos. But, something like this I would think would go for, just with that huge size, I could ask somewhere around 40 maybe get 35 or a little bit less. It will take some time to sell since we are in the middle of summer right now, but that's fine. Sometimes coats sell in the summer, sometimes they don't. You've got to wait. This here is a pair of pants. The brand name is 9 West. I can barely see it. I'll put it up there. But I got these at the bins. This is more of like a pickup based on the style. It's got a nice like floral print all over it. And These, I believe, are women's. Let's see. No, they look more... Yeah, they're women's. So 1834, nice and long inseam, although it looks like to me it's shrunk a little bit. But hopefully I can get like 20 for those. Cost me about $2. Again, all this stuff I got at the Goodwill bins. Got some jeans here, and these are Levi's 560s, 3830. And let's see if I have any other, there's anything else about these. Nothing too much else about these. I know that, you know, the 560s aren't a great model. But I would think these would go for like 18 or so. They probably cost about $3. Probably weigh like 1 pound, 10 ounces, 1 pound, 8 ounces. They are pretty heavy. Got some more jeans, and these are Indigo Rain. Not too familiar with this brand off the top of my head. It's been probably 4 or 5 weeks since I pulled these out of the bins, and I hope that I'm pretty sure I looked these up, so I'm guessing these would probably go for like 18 to 22 range. Definitely nothing too special there. Got a new with tags, Charlotte Hornets Jumpman Nike shirt, and this has an MSRP $60. So I believe I can get at least probably in that $30 range for this. This probably weighs about, you know, a pound to 8 ounces. So this probably cost me like $1.50 or something. Should be some nice profit on that one. This here, Joseph A. Bank Traveler's Collection V-neck sweater. Not the time of year for it, but it's lightweight, and I got this because it is merino wool. You can see on the tag. And the size, what is the size? XL. Looks like a genuine XL. So I think something like this will probably go 22 to 25 range. Just cost me $2 or $3. All right, some Ralph Lauren, a very wrinkled Ralph Lauren. This is a nice royal blue shirt, and it's got, you know, the flesh pony there, where you can see the colored pony. It is the Yarmouth model, and kind of a small size. I'm actually seeing a tear in the shirt right here. Let's see if I can get it on there. I don't think that should affect the value too much because you can't really see it. It does have a name in here as well. But I would guess that this, with that kind of damage, maybe like $20 for something like this. All right, this was a huge find, and I don't find this very often. This is a Frank and Eileen corduroy shirt, cream colored. Does look like it's missing a couple buttons here on the top, but I think that's actually just how it's designed. And I'm not 100% sure if this is a man's or a women's. I think I just grabbed it. It's a medium, and it's big. So I think that this is a men's shirt. And if I recall correctly, when I looked this up, this was going for like $70 or $80 or something like that. So definitely an awesome find here. Good brand to be looking out for. All right, I've got some camo pants here. These are, let's see. I think these are actually issued by the U.S. Air Force. If I can figure out how to get these in. There's any tag or something in here. So yeah, made for the U.S. Air Force. This is the type of thing that I would probably only get at the bins. And we'll see. I think looking this up, if I recall correctly, it was like a $15 or $20 item. I probably wouldn't buy that again because it's just, you know, it's probably just not worth it. All right, some nice pants. This is Ted Baker. Pretty good brand to be on the lookout for. It does depend what you're getting what you're buying. Shirts can go very well. Polos, not so much. But these are nice. These are a 30R. Looks like it's just cotton. And this is a nice kind of pinpoint pattern here. Light blue. So I guess these will probably go in that 25 to 30 range. Let's hope. Got some jeans here. This is 7 for All Mankind. They're women's. Size 12. And I'm hoping to get about 18 for them. So 2 into 18 should be nice. All right. A Cabela's shirt. And this is kind of a nice, nice long sleeve button down. Deerskin soft chamois. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that correctly. But, you know, someone will be looking for this. It's a medium, possibly vintage, probably not. But this will be a good shirt to have. Oh, wow. I just noticed this has a massive hole in the armpit. So that's probably going to be a no-go. And I'll probably have to just take the L on that one. All right. So got a nice North Face fleece here. Now this is Volkswagen, so definitely helps having, you know, something in there. Volkswagen, big company, everyone's familiar with them. And this is a women's large, so I suspect this will go for around that $27 range. Always nice when you're buying it for, like, you know, just a couple bucks, but we'll see how it goes. It's got a nice little North Face hit here, and hopefully it works out. All right, we got some Polo Ralph Lauren pants. These tend to sell pretty well, and, you know, it kind of depends on the price you go for it and just the size and everything. I think this will probably go in that $27 range. If you want to sell them quicker, you can go down. I could go down to like the 20 range. Sometimes I even leave them up in the 30s, and they will sell. This is the Andrew pant. I'm not too familiar with all the different like styles on these, but it's Polo. It'll sell, and, you know, could take a little while, but should do okay. All right, these are Koi pajama pants or scrubs, and I am not too familiar with why I got these. I must have looked these up. I'll try and remember to flash some sort of comp on the screen if I can find something. But these are the petite, and, you know, don't weigh much. Probably cost about $1. Hopefully I can turn that into like at least 15 to 20, somewhere in that range. All right, these are nice here. These are Vineyard Vines performance shorts. Obviously don't weigh very much, and, you know, very lightweight. Great shorts to wear, you know, golfing and, you know, even out at the pool and stuff like that. These are called the Breaker short. So shorts don't sell for a ton, but people need them. And if they don't want to pay full price, you know, definitely come to eBay. Those probably go for like, let's say 18 to 22, somewhere in there. And I've got some Bonobos pants, some nice khakis here. This is a good brand to get their khaki pants, especially if you're not paying too much money. The size on these are 34, so a good size. Let's hope it checks out. If it does, I will list these for $30 and take offers at probably $25. All right, a couple more things here. I've got some more Polo Ralph Lauren pants. Probably list these around $27 or so. And these are, let's see if we can find the size on here. Size is 36, 32. So I don't see anything really indicative on here that is another great selling point. But, you know, these will probably go in that 24 to 28 range. I would think. It's a nice kind of brownish, greenish color. All right, here we've got an Adidas nice hooded track jacket, and I think I was able to find a style number on this, but this has Charlotte Academy on the back. Is that what it says? Charlotte Soccer Academy. So I decided to take a chance on this. I don't know much about Charlotte Soccer Academy, but you know, this is, and let's check the size on this. Is this a youth? Hopefully not. Looks like a large, like a men's large. Yeah, men's large. Hooded, nice windbreaker track jacket. I would think that this could go probably in that 25 to 27 range. I don't know how popular the Charlotte Academy is, but that could increase the value. I will have to look that up. This must have been one I just kind of grabbed at the bins. All right, I got some blazers I want to show off. Here we've got a nice Brooks Brothers blazer I was able to find. I mean, if you find Brooks Brothers blazers at the bins, you're definitely going to be picking them up. I don't see a ton on here, a ton of info around the size or anything much like that. I'll have to dig into these pockets a little bit. Let's see if they can. This looks vintage to me, made in USA, but it looks vintage based on kind of the tag here and everything. I imagine I'll list this out for probably 40 or so. It's, you know, 2-button. I can't find the fabric. It feels kind of like wool to me. And I don't know that Brooks Brothers would use like polyester or something. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I would think this would go for around that $40 range. And, you know, we'll see. I'll take offers lower. Maybe I'll list it at like 43, start offers at 35. Definitely like to kind of turn the blazers as fast as I can. Sometimes they can take a while, but I've had good luck recently selling them. Selling about a couple a week at least. So that's all I've got for May's thrift haul. The next couple videos are going to be June stuff. I'm pretty far behind. I've got tons of stuff that I've picked up. I'm going out later this week. I'm going to get even more. And I've been listing a lot. I've been selling a good amount. And hopefully, you know, I can get June up here. Start with the June stuff and get those out in the next couple days. But if you like these videos, you can kind of, you know, subscribe, like, definitely comment. And also, I would say that, you know, let me know any other topics if there's anything you have in mind. I feel like YouTube has covered pretty much every aspect of selling clothing and eBay and all that stuff. So I don't know that I have really a lot to add there. But I do think, you know, there's a lot of clothes that are just kind of dull, boring clothes that are worth checking out. Like Brooks Brothers shirts, those things, they're not going to fetch you a ton of money, but they are going, you know, they are a nice item that is going to sell. People are searching for them, and you can't make a decent amount. You could make like 17, 18 buck flip pretty easily, and they'll sell relatively fast. Anyhow, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.